Good morning, students. I myself Divakar Pandey from KUNTI NAGAR Modern English School, NAWADA, and welcome to you for your e-learning class today. I am going to provide you my first video lecture of lesson 5 in history. What books and burials tells us. In this chapter, we have to study about old books that belong to our religious, our culture, it means our religion and our culture. This chapter is being started from a short story, and this story is of a schoolgirl whose name is Mary. Mary is a schoolgirl like all of you, and she is very anxious today because it is the first day of her library in her school. After the bell rang, it means as soon as the bell rang, she had to went in her school library. So he was very anxious. Why? Let us study about it. As she enters or steps in her library, she finds that her library is much, it means the library is much larger than her classroom. Have you ever gone to a library? Yes. A library is always much longer or much larger than your classroom. When she went to library or she goes to library, she finds there are so many shelves and that are full of books. In the corner of that library, she finds there is a cupboard full of old volumes of religious books. The teacher indicates her that these books are the volume of old books. It means old volumes of books that belong to past religions and cultures. They are the book on the religious matter. What are these books? Yes, these books are Vedas. Have you ever heard about Vedas? Yes, Vedas are those oldest books that tells us about our past religions and past cultures. Now we come to know how many kinds of Vedas. Yes, Vedas are four kinds of. It means there are four kinds of Vedas. First, Rig Veda. Second, Sham Veda. Third, Yajur Veda. And fourth is called Atharva Veda. In these four Vedas, Rig Veda was the oldest Veda that was composed about 3500 years ago. Let us come to know about these Vedas. Yes, Rig Veda is the oldest Veda, as I have told you that who composed. It means that was composed about 3500 years ago. What includes this Veda? Yes, the Rig Veda includes more than 1,000 hymns. What are hymns? Yes, it is the important question. What are hymns? Hymns are the suktas, and this is also called well said. These hymns were composed in praise of various gods and goddesses. According to Rig Veda, yes, according to Rig Veda, three gods were especially important. First was called Agni, second was called Indra, and third was called Soma. Agni is called the god of fire. According to Rig Veda, Agni is known as the god of fire. Indra is called the warrior god, and Soma, it is known as a plant which is used a special drink from which a special drink was composed, sorry, was prepared, and these were used at ritual activities. Who composed these hymns? Yes, these hymns were composed by sages that were called rishis. So what are hymns? Hymns were those suktas or well said that were sung in praise of different gods and goddesses. These hymns were taught by priests to the students. These priests taught the students to recite and memorize each syllable, word, and sentence bit by bit. With great care, most of these hymns were composed, taught, and learnt by men. Only a few were composed by women. When we talk about the Rig Veda, it is written in Old and Vedic Sanskrit. Yes, that is different from the language of Sanskrit that we study nowadays in our schools. What is a Sanskrit? Yes, Sanskrit is important. It means Sanskrit is an important part of a language of family. It means families of language. As Indo-European, some Indian language such as Assamese, Gujaratis, Hindi, Kashmiri, and Sindhi, and many languages such as English, French, German, Greek, Italian, and Spanish belong to this family. They are also called a family because they originally had words in common. So now about this in next video I will discuss you. Thank you. Okay, have a nice day.